Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes, and today we're heading around the world to New Zealand and specifically Auckland, New Zealand. So let's give you we're revisiting New Zealand, and we've actually featured homes in Auckland before. And just to give you a little fun facts about New Zealand. So it has a size of 268,000 and change square kilometers, or 103,000 square miles. Now, interestingly, that is, if you had to say, what U.S. state would that be about the same size? Well, let's just check it out here. Any guesses, anybody? How big New Zealand is? I'll tell you, the closest state in size is somewhere just a little to the west. It's a mountain state. So here are your mountain states right here. Anybody want to guess? Anybody? Well, the answer is the state of Colorado. And Colorado is 104,000 square miles, or 269,837 square kilometers. So it's a little bit larger. It's also, Colorado's a little bit larger in population. So New Zealand has a population of about 5 million, and Colorado has a population of 5.7 million, getting close to 6 million people. So there's maybe 750,000 people more in Colorado. But why I'm talking about this at all, this comparison, is Colorado has a lot in common with New Zealand. So if you are from New Zealand, you should really consider visiting Colorado, specifically Denver, and then go from there. There's some amazing ski resorts just within 3 hours of Denver. If you drive by car, there's Vail and Aspen are the two most famous, but there's many others like Arapahoe Basin, Winter Park, Steamboat Springs, Telluride, Keystone, on and on. There are so many ski resorts, really, really good ski resorts in Colorado. So anyway, enough about Colorado. We're talking here about New Zealand. So there is another thing I want to talk about, and that is Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. And she has been a very providential leader for this country and a celebrated leader as far as the world is concerned. She's setting a great example of what a world leader should be. And people in New Zealand, you Kiwis, should be very, very proud of her. I hope you are. I found this paragraph in Time, and this will be featured as always in the show notes. Few in New Zealand would quarrel with Ardern's handling of the pandemic. She gave updates nearly every day at lunch, reminiscent of old wartime radio broadcasts, but via social media. Her messaging was clear. She laid out 4 phases of lockdown and the conditions that had to be met to proceed from one to the next. She leaned heavily on the scientific experts around her and deferred to their knowledge. She let New Zealanders know that she was talking to leaders from all over the world, seeking the best possible data. If her compassion-led response to the Christchurch massacre showed that she was in touch with her heart, her science-led response to the virus telegraphed that she also knew when to trust her brain. What a fabulous way to lead a country. And I could say that I am envious of that kind of leadership. So my hat is off and I salute Jacinda Ardern. Great, great leader for your country. You should be very proud. The travel website we are going to be featuring is visitauckland.com. Here's the URL. This will be in the show notes as well. And our real estate site is realestate.co.New Zealand. Now, I'm going to point out a couple things. We're going to be talking about our first house, and this is it, by the way, our first house right off the bat. Not a lot of prices listed in real estate sites. I find this in other countries, and I don't know why the prices aren't listed. It says inquire. They want you to send an email. Most, like if you're looking at London or England in general, or the United States or Canada, you're going to have the prices there. Even for ultra luxury homes, mansions, they're going to list the price. And they're going to give you a little bit more information than we're getting here. We know that this house is 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. And you have all this other information. It has a swimming pool, and it's 494 square meters. And the land area is 1.26 hectares. There's 4 garages, okay? What we don't know is what is the built date of the home. We don't know if these bathrooms are full or partial bathrooms, if they're half baths, or if, you know, what consistency of the bathroom it is. And so I just wish there was a little bit more information, but, you know, we see this in homes all over the world. I can show you U.S. homes all day long that don't have the price, or that don't have, you know, they don't tell you when the built date of the home is, which I think is very important to know. You're going to go in with the built date, you can tell certain things about the construction of the home before you even enter the home. That's very important. But we will work with what we have. I'm not complaining. I would like to see a world standard that is worldwide, that's truly a world standard, where you get to see the built date, you see the square footage or square meters, you get to see how big the land is. If there is land, if it's an apartment or a condo or a penthouse, there's not going to be a land feature. You know, and see, the more information you give to buyers, the more power you give them, and the quicker some of these transactions could take place. So moving on to our first house, you've got the stats for it. So let's take a virtual tour of this first fantasy dream home. Okay, so our next fantasy dream home is going for an unknown price. We don't know what it is. 3 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms. The interior space is a little over, it's 280 square meters, so that's a little over 3,000 square feet. And it is an apartment, so there won't be a land measurement. And an unknown built date. Let's take a virtual tour of this next fantasy dream home. All right, our next home, unknown price, 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. Interior space is 195 square meters, or a little over 2,000 square feet. It is an apartment, unknown built date. Let's take a virtual tour of this next fantasy dream home.
So I'd like to take a minute and just show you something I think you would really be interested in. If you like the YouTube channel Fantasy Dream Homes, I think you're really going to like the Pinterest page of ours, Fantasy Dream Homes, by the same name. You can find it here, right up here. Here's the address, the URL address, pinterest.com/fantasydreamhomes. And if you scroll down here and we go to our boards page, you will see boards that if you like looking at luxury homes, you're going to love this Pinterest page. We have everything from magnificent master bedrooms to ultimate master bathrooms, luxury dressing rooms, kitchen ideas for luxury homes, butler's pantry, cozy nooks and alcoves, reading rooms, grand entryways, fantastic fireplaces. We also look at luxury appliances, and we look at plumbing fixtures, and we look at lighting, and we look at staircases, swimming pools, and flooring, furniture, anything you would see in a luxury home. This is the place to go. And if you want, like, say for example, you click into architectural styles of homes, okay, you actually can see all the different, we've separated all the major categories of homes: log cabins, contemporary style, craftsman, Queen Anne, Greek Revival, Tudor, Victorian. So there's something for almost everybody who's interested in home architecture or luxury homes. So we invite you to please visit our Pinterest page, and we'd like you to follow us on Pinterest. And we hope to see you on our Pinterest page. Thanks a lot. Okay, so this next house is 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and the description reads award-winning Herbst, and I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Herbst Architects. Anytime we see an architect featured in the description, we want to give them credit. So here is their website. This will be in the show notes. They are the architects for this home. And a little more information. It is about interior space, 320 square meters, or 3,400 and change square feet. Unknown lot size. The build date is unknown. So let's take a tour of this next fantasy dream home.
Okay, so moving on to our fifth fantasy dream home of the day. This is going for an unknown price. It's 4 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms. The interior space is 540 square meters, and that's a little over 5,800 square feet. It is an apartment. The build date is unknown. Let's take a virtual tour of this next fantasy dream home. Moving right along to our next fantasy dream home. This one is 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It has an interior space of about 600 square meters. That's a little over 6,400 square feet. Unknown lot size, unknown build date. One of the interesting things in this description, it says this World Architecture Award finalist was beautifully designed by, and that's Joanne Aitken, I believe it is. And she has a web page right here, and there's Joanne right there. And says she is a dedicated architect, educator, and advocate for the built environment. So this will also be in your show notes. And congratulations, Joanne, for being featured on Fantasy Dream Homes. So let's take a virtual tour of this next Fantasy Dream Home. Okay, so our next Fantasy Dream Home is unknown price, and it is 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms. The interior space is unknown. It is sitting on a big chunk of land, 1.53 hectares of land. That's almost 4 acres. And the built date, we do know that. It was built in 1879. So let's take a virtual tour of this next Fantasy Dream Home. All right, so our eighth and final fantasy dream home of the day. Don't know the price on it. It's 4 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms. Interior space is 386 square meters, or a little over 4,000 square feet. It's sitting on a lot of about 475 square meters, or almost an acre. The build date is unknown, so let's take a virtual tour of this next and final fantasy dream home of the day. Okay, so that wraps up another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes. We hope you had a great time visiting New Zealand and specifically the Auckland area. I would love to visit. Never been there, would love to go. Sounds like your country's got some great leadership, some great people. So feel free to send me a first class ticket. So we hope to see you next time here on Fantasy Dream Homes. In the meantime, stay safe, everybody out there. Keep smiling, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.